Welcome back to NFL Weekly Predictions, and let's talk NFL news. Let's do it. Welcome back, folks, and let's talk some NFL news. I know last week the NFL was proposing taking 1 or 2 preseason games away and just having 2 and then regular season. But today, the NFL latest proposal to the NFLPA is 0 preseason games. And maybe that'll work. I don't think the NFL players are too keen on playing preseason games anyways. It's looking like no preseason games.
The preseason games have been front and center in the bargaining mix right here. You're right. Went from 4, that wasn't going to happen. Then 2, maybe that was what the NFL wanted. And Tom Pelissero told us yesterday, 1. And late last night, I got word that the NFL actually offered the union 0 preseason games. And it's pretty safe to say if the NFL offers that as part of their latest proposal to the NFLPA, that's basically what it's going to be. So no preseason for the 2020 season.
So it's looking like no preseason games for the 2020 season. And I'm down with it, and I'm pretty sure a lot of fans are. We could do maybe without some preseason games. How about no preseason games? But that will affect a lot of teams out there. You know, in preseason, you could see those are mostly for the head coaches, for the staff. So this makes it a little difficult for them to evaluate their players, their free agents. But for the fan, it makes it pretty straightforward. And with that being said, precautions that they are looking at is being tested daily. The players being tested daily when they go to the facilities for 2 weeks. After those 2 weeks, if there is fewer than 5% positive players testing positives, what have you, then they're going to push those tests to every other week. So that's some of the precautions that they're taking, and I'm pretty sure the players are somewhat good with that. They're certainly good with having no preseason games, and it looks like that's going to be the way we're going to start the NFL season. So another news, well, let's back up a little bit. It's going to hurt a lot of people. Well, it's going to hurt a lot of teams not having a preseason, including, let's name a few, Tampa Bay with Tom Brady and his new team. Man, we're going to see some, even so, we see, even with 4 games preseason, we start with the 2 weeks with the players rusty, the refs are rusty, commentators are rusty, everybody's rusty. Imagine with no preseason, so we're going to see a good month maybe of rustiness. Hopefully we don't see much more than that because we like to have quality football at that. But yeah, man, we're talking about Tom Brady, Tampa Bay. We got the Texans that have a whole new offensive players. So Deshaun needs to get his crew and those guys going. And just like Tom Brady, he needs to get along with those receivers, get the timing down. Dallas has a new head coach that they need to get things settled down over there. Also, the Panthers have a new head coach. Miami, are they starting their rookie quarterback, or are they going to go with Fitzpatrick? They probably go with Fincey for a month until Tua gets his feet settled or what have you. We got the New England Patriots with Cam Newton, the Bengals with their rookie Joe Burrow. Man, we got so many teams that need the preseason but won't have it. And it's kind of interesting as a fan to sit back and say, okay, well, let's see how all this is going to play out. With other news, Antonio Brown says he's going to retire. I wouldn't put too much stock in that. But homeboy, he's been kind of in the not so good side here lately. I don't think a lot of teams want to take a gamble on this guy right now. He's kind of off the chains, off the wall. He's losing a couple of marbles. I don't know how you want to say it, but I don't know if you want that kind of guy in your locker room right now. Although, I think he's still good. He's still a beast if he decides to come play with whatever team, but just like New England dropped him, it might be that much of a poison to your team. But he said he's going to retire. Also, we didn't talk about Dak. We are going to do a podcast about Dak and Dallas, the whole situation right now with his contract with Mike. But let's touch a little bit. He got franchise tag maybe a week or so ago.
Okay, Mr. Vick and Mr. Sharp. Nobody in the known world has defended and supported Dak Prescott more than I have. You are right, Mr. Sharp. He fell out of heaven into our laps out of the 4th round. He was clearly immediately better than Tony Romo ever thought about being. He is a solid citizen, face of the franchise. He's what you bank on going forward. But in the end, bottom line, is he Patrick Mahomes? Even I can't go there. I can't. I'm sorry. And we don't.
I don't know what's going on over there. We'll get to the bottom of it closer we get to the season. But nobody's talking about Mike McCarthy. Maybe he doesn't want Dak. Maybe he sees something and told management, hey, let's not commit to this guy. I got somebody in mind. Who knows? We'll see. I don't think he deserves money he's asking for. Yeah, you could say his first season he blew it up, whatever, and the numbers, and he also has a great team around him. What happens if you pay him that much money and then you can't sign players around him, receivers, running backs, linemen? I guarantee you he's not the same Dak. Actually, I think they're better off at this point with the Red Rocket over there. But that's just me. I know I'm probably pissing off a couple of Cowboy fans out there, but I don't think he deserves that kind of money. Anyways, we'll talk more about Dak in another podcast. And there you have it, folks. Short but sweet. Have a good weekend. Stay out of trouble and stay out of jail. Peace out.